elongated, but try to make this one, kind of end right at 9. And what I would like to talk about today is, holding our winners longer, and cutting our losers earlier, right?
Yeah.
So I say, have you ever watched a winning trade stop you out at break even because you took profits too early, right? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
have you ever let a loser bleed because you knew, quote unquote, you knew it would turn around? Has any of that ever happened to you?
Yes, exactly. I would even say both. Both has happened to me. Both has happened.
And for most of it, it happens to any trader who trades because of our human physiology and how we think. Most of us hope, most of us hope for more, right, than what we have. And
Yes.
and what I was reading, and it was saying that you get out of trades early, like you're winning trades early, because the pain of losing the unrealized gain is more than the hope of winning more, right?
Yeah.
And
Powerful. Yeah.
but it's flipped when you are losing. The hope of regaining that money back is greater than the pain of losing more. It's
Hmm.
actually crazy when you think
Hmm.
about it like that. And I'm still trying to better understand that right now about why we have hope when our trade is losing, but we do not have hope when the trade is winning, right?
Hmm.
And it's flipped.
Wow.
Um, have you ever felt that way? Like in a winning trade, have you ever felt like the money was going to be taken back away from you? And in a losing trade, vice versa, have you ever felt like, hey, well, it's gonna come back? Like it's
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
mindsets are flipped.
Yeah. I felt like that. I felt like that, and that is very counterintuitive. I felt like that.
Yeah, yeah. It is very counterintuitive why we think like that. But understanding why we think like that is going to help us be able to hold our winners longer and cut our losers earlier, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so let's start with the core problem. The core problem of this is, why do we cut winners short, right? Why do we cut our winners so short? Fear. The biggest answer is fear. It's like, well, what do I have to fear if I'm in green, right? No, you
Hmm.
are fearing because you are fearing of giving your profits back. You are
Hmm.
fearing of being wrong if the market reverses, right? A lot of us has been in trades where we are green and then the market does reverse, right? So
Yes.
we hold on to that, even though that might be less probable, like it doesn't happen as often. But the one time it does happen, right? We
Yes.
hold on to that for a long time.
Hmm.
And our next trades, we look back and think about that, like, okay, well, I remember this one time when I was green and
Hmm.
I'm gonna get out now because I'm still green, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm not really trusting my strategy 100%. I'm looking at the markets and I am still affected by the outcome of it, my trade, instead
Hmm.
of, trading my strategy efficiently, right?
Hmm.
So when we look at that, we hold our losers too long because of hope, right? So
Yeah.
and we hold our losers too long because of hope. We hope the market will turn around.
Hmm.
Fear of taking the loss and locking in the failure, right?
Hmm. Yes.
Quote unquote locking in the failure. It's not a failure, but we'll get back more into that later. But yeah, you don't want to take that loss because you feel like, well, hey, you still have hope because deep down we still want to be right about our trade, quote unquote right. We want to
Yeah.
still make money. We are in
Yeah.
trading. Yeah, you don't want to 100% focus on money, but at the end of the day, that's why we trade, right? We don't we don't just trade for the fun of it, right? Um,
No. Oh.
the end goal of trading is, okay, you're trying to make financial freedom, you're trying to make a little bit more money on the side, or you're trying to make that a career. Whichever one, you are trying to make money off of it. So
Yeah.
when we are losing, we feel like we are getting further and further away from our goal of
Hmm.
making that money because we're taking a loss. So we don't want to take that loss because we are hoping that our efforts and our time put into it can be productive and we make money. So we hold it.
Yes.
So so that's kind of at the core problem. Fear locks in small wins and hope inflates big losses. They both keep you stuck.
Hmm.
If we can
Oh.
learn how to be hopeful that our that our profits will get bigger, and be fearful that our losses will get bigger. We actually will make a lot more money. But it's hard. It's a hard switch in your mindset to think like that.
Yeah.
It's a hard switch to go that way. One, because of, the psychological concept of loss aversion. You feel losses two times more painful than a win feels good.
Hmm.
That is why if you lose your paper profits, you feel bad. Even though that money was not there when you started the trading session, if you lose your paper profits, it feels bad. It feels worse, right?
Yes.
Then 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 it feels good to make it.
Hmm.
And it's kind of a harder concept to grasp, but just think about that. You made the $200. Let's say you made $200 on your account today. Just
Yes.
throwing out some numbers, you know.
Yeah.
But you might feel like, okay, that's okay. And you'll come back later and overtrade. Why? Because you were not satisfied with that amount of money, right? Whether it be
Yeah.
200, 2,000, even 20,000. You might not be satisfied with that number. So you come back in hopes to make more.
Yes.
But let's say you go right back down to zero. You're going to feel the pain. You're going to feel a lot worse than you felt good when you made the money initially.
Wow.
That is loss aversion
Okay.
in the concept, right?
Wow. Yes. Yes.
So, and I'm pretty sure you felt it. I felt it. Many traders have felt this feeling. You make money easily. You make money so easily that you feel like you didn't work hard for it. Because a lot of us have this like I posted on Twitter. A lot of us have this connection to hard work and money, right? Because
Yes.
growing up, if money was not accessible to you, you always heard, well, hard work, hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work, hard work. Hard work beats talent, right? You've always heard hard work. So when money
Yes.
comes to you and you feel like you didn't work hard, you have to work hard in order to make more. You're like, wow, if I didn't work hard to make $200, that means I can work hard and make $2,000. That's
Wow.
the mindset that
Yeah.
that makes us go back and give our money back to the market. That's the
Hmm.
mindset that goes back and makes us turn a green day into the red day, right? Feeling like
Yes.
you need to come back and work harder in order because you feel you can make more money. That is not the
Yes.
case. That is not the
Wow.
case. We have, and a lot of us have, mental anchors. And what I mean by
Yeah.
mental anchors, I mean, the old ceilings where, let's say, when you first started trading and you might make, just a few dollars here and there, right?
Yes.
So then once you double that, let's say, for instance, a trader got into trading and they started making $200 a week, right? Ah,
Yeah.
that feels a lot better than making $0 a week or
Yeah.
losing every week. So you got
Yes.
$200. Now you
Yeah.
improve a little bit more. You make
Yes.
$1,000 a week. So
Hmm.
you're comparing that $1,000 to $0 or being unprofitable, and you're saying, hey, I think that's enough. I think we need to
Yeah.
cash out early because you still remember the times when you didn't make any money and you're comparing it to then, right? Instead of
Yeah.
comparing what you are doing to your future potential, right?
Hmm. Wow.
And that's I think we were talking about last week in scaling up is
Yes.
about our ceilings is what we perceive, and if we still hold that mindset, a lot of traders grow in their trading, but they do not grow in their mindset. They do not
Hmm.
grow in their correlation to how they view trading. Their mindset stays the same, but their
Wow.
trading grows because a lot of traders only maximize their strategies. They don't maximize their mindsets.
Hmm.
And that is what I'm trying to push to traders, maximizing your mindset, because at the end of the day, a strategy is going to be a strategy. It's
Yes.
really I'm not going to say it's really like strategies don't get better. Like strategies can only get to a certain point, but your
Yeah.
mindset can always get better. There is
Yeah.
always more growth within your mindset. Strategies only get to a certain win to loss ratio. Like that's
Yes.
just it. It's just a strategy. But your
Yes.
mindset is what can carry you on to the next level. And what
Wow.
can help you take that step from being, profitable to flourishing within your trading, flourishing within your profits, right? That
Yes.
is how you go to the next level. Holding your winners, hoping that your winners will go longer because you trust your strategy, right? A lot of
Yes.
people
Yes.
still trust their strategy till a certain monetary threshold. I trust my strategy until I'm up $1,000. Ooh, that's too much money. Let me get out. right? So
Yes.
and some people have too much trust in their strategy when they're losing.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy how you trust your strategy so much when you're losing, but you fail to trust your strategy when you're winning.
Winning.
And that is one thing I'm going to study a lot more up on because that intrigues me. Like, hey, man, how can I flip that? How can I think that my profits will get bigger instead of thinking that my losses will bounce back and become winners?
Hmm.
Like many of us already possess the correct mindset. We are just applying it to the wrong parts of trading.
Yes. Yes.
So again, and again, ego and identity. It all goes back to ego and identity, our physiology, how we believe, our beliefs in who we are, right? We
Yes.
protect our ego by not admitting we are wrong, which makes small losses grow, right?
Yes.
We
Hmm.
do not want to accept that small loss early because we're like, oh, well, we are profitable traders. We
Yes.
make money. That's who we are. You are identifying as that. You are
Hmm.
identifying as an identity as a profitable trader instead of acting like a profitable trader and doing the actions of a profitable trader and what they do, right? A
Wow.
consistent trader. A
Hmm.
profitable trader saying, "Hey, okay, well, I just made it to the major leagues, I'm a professional sports player, right?" And saying, "I
Yeah.
am a professional sports player," right? Okay, well, that's what you are, but and that's because that's something different. But as a trader, you can't say I am a consistent trader today and I will always be a consistent trader because
Hmm.
that's not the case. You can be consistent today and lose it all tomorrow.
Yes.
So the thing is, just because you were consistent the past few days or the past few weeks does not mean that you use that as a type of reassurance that your trade is right.
Hmm.
No, it is way better to just take small losses and either get in later or just come out of the market and if it's not an A+ setup, just go ahead and close it. If it's not going in your way, kind of if your winners in your strategy go green immediately, then
Yes.
that's your strategy, right? If
Hmm.
it goes green immediately less than a minute or so and it stays green, that's your strategy. So when you are in a trade and it does not go green immediately, just get out.
Hmm.
Not really, but if that is your strategy, that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
if you are overextending your hope because of you want this trade to go in your favor and it is not going in your favor right now, you're hoping that it will go later and it might go later. But the thing about trading, if you are a day trader or sometimes even swing, like trading is time. You can't always look at direction. People forget that time plays a
Yes.
huge part in trading.
Yes.
People just think it's only about direction, right?
Hmm.
People say, okay, well, it got to this level, it's going to go up. Yeah, it might go up, but why is it going up today? What makes you think it's going up today? What makes you
Hmm.
think it don't go up tomorrow? And that is why where a lot of traders fall short. They are
Hmm.
expecting that the trade should go in their direction once they hit the buy or sell button, right? We feel that
Hmm.
we control the markets. Oh, it's going to go down. We feel we are so significant within our lives that when we place a trade, the market better go in our direction immediately.
Hmm.
But
Oh, this is a very powerful point.
yeah, and,
I
and
love,
it
I
doesn't
love
work
that.
that way. Be-
Yes.
So that's when you find yourself arguing with the screen. What's going on? Why are you not going in my direction? Why is it doing this? It's not supposed to be doing this. Saying those things to ourselves. It's not supposed to be doing this. This isn't right. Who said you were right, bro?
Uh,
And if you felt yourself being in a predicament like that, then you very understand. Arguing with the markets, saying,
yes.
"Hey, it should have went in my direction." Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Living in the woulda, coulda, shoulda era instead of what happened. Well, what happened, right? You are
Yes.
basically saying that the hundreds of millions of other people around the world who are contributing to the market think the exact same way you do.
Hmm.
That is what you are thinking when you feel that the market should go in your direction when you get in. A lot of
Hmm.
us forget that the market is people and we think it's just a thing or a test or a game.
Hmm.
The market is people placing their decisions on where they feel the economy or this commodity or stock is going. It's
Hmm.
people.
Yes.
And
People.
Yeah, it's people, and you have to understand people, kind of, sort of,
Yeah,
people's people's trends and what they do, and you once you understand that, you will understand more of how the market moves. The fear and greed, the overconfidence, all of that goes into play because people make the markets.
yes, people make the
So
money.
yeah, and if you are a person that is bad at interpreting people, if you're a person who is bad kind of at interpreting people, then you might want to, kind of, when losses come about, just take the loss, brother. You might not be interpreting what's going on right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and that's kind of what I have to say about that. Do you have any points so far?
No, 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 not really any point, but based on what we've been discussing so far, I've kind of realized that the thing is that people or traders are often attached to, money because they don't want to lose money. But immediately they are making money, they tend to remove, like to cut their trades and positions. But I would like to ask you a question: what is the best mindset to possess? Because like we've been hammering on this, and trying to say the reason why traders most traders often like to cut their losers too quickly, but whenever they are like they like to cut their winnings too quickly, but they don't like to they don't want like to cut their losers too quickly. So I would like to understand what's the best mindset to possess, like how do we react whenever we find ourselves in such kind of situations, because it's normal. So I would like to know too.
So, there kind of are different ways to attack that. Filling out the best ways is going will one depend on what type of strategy you have and
Yeah,
depending on oneself. But the thing is not to live in a world of prediction, but live
yeah.
in the world of now, right? And hope. And
Hmm.
it's I know that's kind of vague, but in trading, yes, you kind of do have to try to guess what's going to happen next. Yes. But once you are in a trade, you do not need to try to guess what happens next. You need to focus on what is happening right now, right?
Hmm.
When you're
Yeah,
out of the trade, that is when you think about, okay, what happened in the past, what happened in the present. But when you are, I mean, in the present, the past, and the future. But when you are
hmm.
inside of a trade, you only need to be in the now moment, right?
Oh, yes.
The time where you needed to be thinking about future and past was before you entered. Once you enter into this trade, you only need to be concerned about what the ticker is saying right now. Right
Yes.
now, right? You can't be trying
Yeah,
to predict because now money's on the line, right? Now all
yeah,
this stuff is on the line. You have to only be saying, okay, well, it should be going up, right? It should be going up right now. Don't say that. It's not going up right now. Get out. You're losing money, right? Are you
yeah.
willing to lose all of your profits because you want to be right?
Hmm.
In trading, would you rather want to be right or make money? Do you want to be right or make money? Some people say, well, I want to make money. That means you need to be wrong sometimes, you know,
Yes.
and that's it. And the right mentality comes from understanding yourself, you know, and that's why I can't give a set mentality because different people's trading styles are different. Some people like to do swing trades and day traders and scalpers. So the
Yeah,
mentality of each of those traders need to be a little bit different for their type of trading, right?
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
tell a swing trader who trades like quarters from like January to June or something that, hey, if it doesn't go in your direction the first day or within the first few hours, then you're wrong. Hey, he's not looking at it from a standpoint of a day trader. He's looking at it from the standpoint of a swing trader. He's looking
yeah,
at either long-term growth or however the case may be, or his factors might be longer down the line. At the principles, if it gets too big, yes, you need to cut it. Cutting your losers quick,
yeah, yeah,
understanding that losing is part of your strategy. Small losses are part of your strategy, not big losses.
yes.
So when small losses come, say, hey, this was a good trade. Your mentality of thinking that small trades are good trades. Start rewarding yourself for taking small losses.
Hmm.
I think I said that wrong, but small losses are good trades. That's what I meant to say. Small losses are good trades. Start rewarding yourself for your small losses. And and stop trying to always reward yourself for wins if you did not follow your strategy, right? You should
Wow.
still be hard on yourself for a win if you did not follow your strategy because you are engraving bad habits.
Yes.
So
Wow.
the mindset that you need to have is coming from the mindset of just trying to make money. And I know I said trading is all about making money, and at the baseline, that's what it is. But that cannot be your mindset. Your mindset can't be the mindset of making money, like you just said. The
Yes.
mindset needs to come from executing the best trades as possible, but also understanding yourself the best way as possible. The
Yes.
only way
Wow.
to do that is to stretch yourself, like we said
Yeah.
yesterday or last week. Scale. Get, get in a position where you make a little bit more mistakes, not detrimental, but a little bit more mistakes than what you're doing now. Understand those mistakes, write the mistakes down, write your triggers, write what you did, understand yourself. You have to understand yourself in order
Hmm.
to grow. That is how you scale your mindset. How do you scale your strategy? You scale your strategy by testing your strategy, back testing all this stuff. That's how we need to do with our mindset. Back test our mindset, understand our mindset, try different mindsets, however the case is. So yeah, and when I say, and there's a lot of other things to help you hold winners longer, where it be, you know, uh, just start trading on the same lot size
Yes.
for a longer period of time and just start holding them a little bit longer. Just hold your winner just a little bit longer on a smaller lot size
Yes.
where you can get comfortable with just the process of holding trades longer. And you might be surprised that you might make more money, right?
Yes.
Because
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, because you probably gonna get more of the move. Some people only
Yeah.
get a third of the move because they get so attached up and look how much money I'm up right now, right? And I need to get out. But um it just says so yeah. So action plan. Action plan for this week. Look, pick one loser this week and cut
Yeah.
at your planned stop immediately without hesitation. You know,
Hmm.
when you see yourself trying to hope, recognize hope. You need to recognize hope when you see
Yeah.
it coming up within your mindset and cut it immediately. You're probably not going to like it at first. If,
Yeah.
like for the people who are not 100% disciplined, you might not like it at first. A lot of times I don't like to cut my trades when I feel like, okay, well, there's a big opportunity at risk, FOMO of missing out, right? Because
Yes.
maybe you missed out on the last run or something and you got out way too early and you look at how much you could have made. That's what you look
Yes.
at. The shoulda, coulda, woulda. You look at how much you could have made. You're like, man, bro, I could have 10x my money if I held. So guess what you do next time? You hold. But that is when the market does not reverse or does not go in your favor, right? So
Yes.
yes, while you're outside of a trade, while you do take in account the future and the past, when you are inside of a trade, you should not take in account what should happen in the future or the past. You should only be focused on right now. You should only be
Yeah.
focused on what is happening second by second, every tick by tick. If it is not going in my direction, I need to cut it. If it is going in my direction, maybe this is for me, right? And
Wow.
that is it. If
Wow.
we make, and a lot of people hold like they cut their winners too short because they're just trying to make back some of the losses that they had because their
Wow.
losses were so big. They
Yes.
held their losses so long. So once they see a little bit of greenery, that trauma from seeing that red immediately wants to take that green. Okay, this is good. Let me get that green right quick. It's just like saying, asking somebody, who grew like somebody who's in severe poverty, hey, would you rather take $1,000 right now, or give you $100,000 in 8 months? Some people, if they're in severe poverty right now, they might want to take that 100,000 right now instead of waiting that
Yeah.
8 months and staying in that position where they are to get something bigger. They're like, you know what, I can take it right now. Let me just take it right now, and they feel, well, I can do a little bit better with the money right now, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of that's kind of the mindset. Trying to switch it from there, going into it. Your edge is not predicting every move. It is managing yourself when you are right and when you are wrong, basically.
Wow. Wow.
So, like I said, so this week, I want to see from you,
Yes.
and some other people who may have listened to this. like an audio version, this week in the community, like the community journal that we got, post something in there where either you hailed a winner or you cut a loser very, very early. It's very simple. It's not that hard, you know.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if we are getting away from the notion of wins and losses. We are getting into, are we following our strategy? Are we bettering ourselves? Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
because we can, the way, hey, you've seen the market goes. It doesn't matter if you had 6 straight losing months. One big winner can take that all back away,
Exactly.
and be back in the green. So we feel like, okay, loss of time. But really, the trading markets aren't really bound by like how much you make in trading isn't bound by how much time you put into the markets. It might
Mm.
sound crazy, but that's why traders who you probably known of some traders who got into trading and in that first week, they made some good money. And you're like, man, this week I didn't make any money, but they did great. And I've been in the market for a lot longer. So, and it goes back to the longer we're in the market, the more we try to analyze it and the more we try to make ourselves right. And we find out different indicators that prove us right while we're inside the trade, right? So
Yes.
instead of just saying, okay, well, it's losing, I'm out. That's how some beginner traders are. They're like, I'm losing, I'm out. I don't want to lose no money. That's the mindset to have. You're losing, you're out. Get out. Don't stay in there.
Yes.
If you are in a burning building, are you going to sit in the building and wait till it extinguishes, or are you going to get out of that house? Get out the
Yes.
house. Maybe you can go in later when the fire's done, but right now you're getting out. Even if you don't see the fire, if you see the smoke, leave. Same when you're trading. Even if you are not down bad, if you start seeing the smoke, the signals, the signs, leave now. Get out of the trade. Right. So like that kind of ends the point. It's 9:03. If you have any other questions, right quick, we can answer that before going to the week.
Not really, not really. I don't have any questions. You've touched everything.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much again for joining. And
Yeah.
listening to me
Thank
talk.
you. Yeah. Yeah. It was very powerful. It was very powerful.
All right, thank you, man. Well, like I said, I hope you have a
Uh,
great rest of your week. If you have any questions, you can just message me, and
yeah.
I will talk to you later, man. Looking forward to seeing some of your trades this week, man.
All right, bro.
Or even
Thank.
not trading, or why you didn't get into a trade. Just looking to see something.
Okay. Okay, bro.
All right,
All
man. No
right.
problem. Hey, I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great day and God bless, man.
All right. To you too. Thanks so much, bro.
No
Bye.
problem.